Hey there, you. Welcome back to another daily spiritual card reading. My name is Brian Nesline. I'm a psychic, clairvoyant, empath, intuitive. I am an oracle card reader. So every day I publish videos that have free spiritual card readings, and I'm glad you're tuning in. Now look, this stuff is very basic and simple. There's nothing evil about it. They're just words and images, and then I just read the cards. And the information that comes out will be original, it'll be spiritual in nature, and it is designed to just help expand the viewer's consciousness. You'll get a little bit of a new perspective on things, and you'll probably feel a little bit uplifted because sometimes I sing little songs while I'm reading. I find that that is a fun way to go. If I do those little things during the reading, you can feel like I'm a friend. You know what? You know that when someone is playful and light. You know that when someone is just kind of soft and a little bit vulnerable, then we get that pastel, then we get that friend pal, then we get that it's okay to let this guy in my space. Then we know there's nothing bad here for us, it's all a joy. Then we know that it's okay to run around this world as adults, but like little girls and boys, to have that awe and wonder and to make new friends. So the first card that comes out is friendliness. Why? Well, if we make friends with the world, then we don't have any enemies. We don't have anything to worry about. We feel more comfortable in our own skin. Yeah. In the morning, I usually make friends with coffee because I like it. It's warm and comforting. It's got a little kick of caffeine. Whoa! And I don't know. I've got a lot of good memories with sitting down with people and having a cup of coffee. I'm a recovered drug addict, a recovered alcoholic. Why do I tell you that? Because at a lot of those 12-step meetings or other places, they have pots of coffee to sit around and drink while you're having spiritually enlightened conversations or while laughing about your crappy, drunken escapades of the past. Friendliness. So, the first card's coming out because it really wants us to use these vibrant feeling of embracing ourself, our experiences, our past, all the things that have happened, and just make friends with it. Just be like, old version of me. I know it was a toughie, but you made it through it. And I learned a lot. I appreciate that you went through all of those dark times for me, for us. And who do I say when I say us? The two trees really represent the two me's, the two yous, yourself and your spirit combined. Now look, when we know that we are a mortal being and a conscious being combined, or when we are a self and an awareness combined, or when we are a spiritual ego combined, then we're able to operate a lot better in this world because we mix together and make friends with ourself. That way, we're not so hard on ourselves, or we are a good friend to ourselves, and we want to be friends with ourselves so that we can just feel comfortable in our own skin. Yeah. All right, let's move on to another card. So we know that friendliness, and we know that being vulnerable or being real or just being our silly self, is a way to just move through this world loosely. And we want to move through loosely while we're holding on to our hopes and dreams, because it's that loose feeling that lets it come through, that loose feeling that brings everything to you, that loose feeling, drop down all that insecurity. If we walk around like this, all afraid of that devilly devil, remember what we were saying? There's no real enemy when we have it all friendly. Then that devilly devil becomes a little bluffer. That's why you see the little waves around him in the card. He's bluffing. He's laughing. He's like, I'm not even real. He's like, you believed that I was against you, but I was just messing with you, right? Is what the little devil's saying. What are we talking about there? All we're saying is that our idea, our belief in the devil, meaning in this enemy or in this, old idea, this old thing that is trying to get us or hold us back, that idea creates this feeling of insecurity. And who wants that garbage? Not me, not you. None of us do. We want that white light, bright white light, sunlight in our consciousness space, as you can see it behind him here. That's going to activate his green shirt. What's that? The green heart chakra. What's that? That's the spiritual body. Then it's not going to be so much insecurity. We're going to be looking at being inside of security. We are in security because we have that backing of the universe, of God, of Source, of the one power. Like we say, we are a spirit and a self combined. We are a spirit and a self combined. So know that this is who you are. In this green heart chakra world that we now live in, as spiritual beings having human experiences, we have proven that the devil is just a bluffer. It's just a little ghosty ghost. Not real. It is more of our perception of things. If we define things as against us or as evil, then we start to have that experience in the world because we are creatively interacting with our reality. So that's why we want to flip this and say, well, we're not really, the devil's not out to get us. We're really inside of security instead of saying we're insecure. Now, if you're feeling insecure, realize that being vulnerable, being a little bit of putting your heart on your sleeve, being a little real with others could cause you to feel a little prickly. You might get a little bit of ouchies when you're being friendly with people, when you're mixing together. Because we're growing, we're changing, we're allowing their information to come into our consciousness space, to share that little leaves on the trees and the little branches mixing together. But just know that we're all a big organic being, a spiritual being that is growing in the world. And we want to get out of this whole space of being concerned about some kind of enemy. We want to get into the mind space of knowing that God is one power and that God is with us all the time. You can call it source, universe, whatever you want to call it. You know what I'm talking about. This omnipresent universal power that is with us all the time. Now look, this card, it says perfectionism. But look, it's a tendency for us to say, oh, I'm suffering from perfectionism. Blah. You don't have to do it like that. You can say, oh, let's look. Let's take a spiritual light view of this scenario. Perfection. Oh, perfection. Oh, because we were just talking about God, source, universe. Perfection. Having it be omnipresent. Oh, wow. There's no imperfection around here. Holy crap. There's no devil around here. There's no imperfection. It's a perfectionistic state of being inside of security. How wonderful. And look at us now. Look at the face. It's divided in half. Why? Because of what we just said. We are a dual being. We are a dual being. We are a dual being. There's the spirit and the self. There's the spirit and the self. There's the spirit and the self combined. The devil's laughing. He's like, dang, they figured it out. There's no other power but God, source, universe. My joke is on me. He's laughing about himself and he's laughing at us. He's like, those guys, that silly Brian, he believed that something was against him. I got him again. He's a joker. He's a laugher. He's making fun of me. Yeah. He thinks that he's got some power. He's not even a real thing. No, you can let go. Surrender. Unhealthy relationships. Oh, look at this dude's doing it right there. He's done it right there. Look at his green hand. Wow, his heart is all burned up in this card. What? My camera just froze. Boom. Now look, this is funny, isn't it? Look how the card comes out. We're surrendering the unhealthy relationship with the devil, with the idea that there could be an enemy. And instead, we are going to work towards these friendliness relationships with people and situations around us that are expressing love, light, joy, serenity. People that are on our team, people that are, connecting with us in a way that is friendly, loving, caring, with the light, knowing that they are spiritual beings having human experiences. It's an important thing to have spiritual fellowship, spiritual friendships. Why? Because those people aren't going to try to control us. They won't try to fix us. They won't tell us that there's something wrong with us. No. So look, here's this dude. He's doing it. Instead of being a little bit insecure, he has found himself inside of security right here because he has surrendered this unhealthy relationship with the idea that there could be anything against him. And all that really represents is our divine masculine, which everybody has in them. And the divine masculine is the words or the descriptions, the way we look at the world, the way we define things. So are we going to say it's insecurity or inside of security? You know now that it's so wise, that's why it's purple, the wise crown chakra. It's wise to go ahead and allow your heart to burn bright in the world, just like it is here. Allow it to burn from that source or that spiritual light coming down from the sun, and know that this devil thing, again, is a bluffer. Wow. I love how these cards are coming out. I mean, come on. Different decks, amazing stuff. Let's pull another card and see where this all goes. So far the reading is really all about knowing that you are a spiritual being having a human experience, right? Knowing that you can be friends with yourself. Your spirit and yourself are friends with each other, so our ego's not against us. Our spirit and our self are working together in this world. And that we use our limited self to do stuff day by day in our mortal life. And all that data that comes up, all those experiences that come up, we're using that to move forward in new ways in our consciousness. So we've made friends with ourselves. Now, we also realize that we don't have to be insecure when it comes to making friends with other people. We can share ourselves, mix together, and still have our own individuality. That's what the cards are showing here with the friendliness with the trees. Also, we know that we are inside of security, that we have found that the devil's a bluffer and it's safe for us to surrender any relationships that make it, that seem like they are condemning us or criticizing us in ways that are, you just know, are icky. There's something about them. You could just tell that like somebody's going through something and they're casting some of their ickiness out towards us. Ooh, but when they keep it about themselves, they're just being a little more vulnerable. They're being a little more like, hey, I need some help. I'm concerned about the way I'm thinking about myself. I'm thinking that I'm, not enough. I'm thinking that, I need to be more perfect. They might be thinking they need to be more perfect so that they're coming towards you, casting some of their ideas about themselves onto you and calling you a devil. Ooh. So you'll notice that if it's happening, you'll feel it. It just will feel uncomfortable. Now, whenever that happens, we can simply pause and breathe, hold in our breath a little extra, because that's what I do. It floods my blood with oxygen. It releases all the endorphins. A few deep breaths, conscious, mindful breathing, and I'll be able to get into that space of serenity, that quiet space of clarity, that conscious space of conscious wealth. And from there, I'll have that balance, that emotional balance, to be able to understand other people. Understand other people without being affected by them in such a strong way. Balance. So when people are coming towards you and it seems negative, if they're coming towards you and they're being critical, pause, breathe, realize that we're not really obligated to be able to have deeper fellowship with them in that moment, but we can just stay balanced, and the answers and the right things to say and do will come from within us. We'll be led spiritually on what the next course of action is. Let's take another card and look. So our ultimate goal is to be perhaps spiritual friends with everyone we come across. And this way we are able to be individuals, we are able to speak openly and creatively with them, and have our stuff not be butchered up with criticism. And that we got that consciousness space we were talking about, and we're able to have these big conscious experiences in the world that feel very expanded. They don't feel dark. See, they feel like this blue. They feel like blue throat chakra and blue third eye, meaning what? They feel like an expression of information and wide open, forgivable space to be able to move around in a very free-flowing and friendly way with the world. And that's going to allow us to have some of the best experiences ever, because now that we're living like that, we're going to be having little interactions with people who it feels meaningful. It feels like divinely timed. It feels like there's these little symbols and these little synchronicities and these little poppity pop pop joopity joop joops, all these little beautiful things, because we've made our commitment to what? Our commitment to friendliness with the world, commitment to knowing that friendliness is available, commitment to surrendering any insecurities, the commitment to really letting go of any unhealthy relationships, which is when people are coming at us. Remember, being critical. People who are hurting, sometimes they are projecting it out, not even on purpose. But that happens. We want to maintain that balance so that we can continue on. Make that commitment to your spirit and yourself so that the two of you can be friends with each other. We're going to get out of this reading in a moment here. Let's just pull another card and see what's coming up next. We're really realizing that we are walking through this world as individuals, and that we are privy to information that nobody else has about ourselves, and that we are getting from our direct link to God, source, universe, up in our intuition. And as we're doing that, we are really embracing that divine masculine that is within us, and it's going to allow us to be smiling and welcoming us to this new terrain, this new forest back there. Even when it's dark out or when it's nighttime, we're going to have clear skies. And we're going to be able to see in the dark, meaning that when we go through little bits of troubles, little bits of head bumping with other people, whatever, little struggles, we're going to be able to pause, breathe, move through it. We're going to keep that balance that we saw. Keep that balance. We're going to get our little inspired thoughts and ideas, because we're going to be remaining wide awake and conscious. And we're going to be intuitively knowing what to do and when to do it. All right, one last card, and we are out of here. Now remember, subscribe to this channel. I publish every day. I'm here to help foster the spiritual growth of anybody who is interested. And we are having a spiritual friendship just by interacting on this video, and if you leave some comments, that would be great. We are employing ourselves. That's how we're getting out of this. Remember, you are a green heart chakra. We are a yellow joy machine. Whoa, yeah. We are a happy light bringers, bringing down those droplets of light into the world for other people and ourselves to interact with consciously. There's those little droplets, and there they are. There really are the stars. We're bringing the stars down into the world. We really are employing the friendliness of ourself to do things in the world for anyone who would come across and pick them up. What's that? Don't leave yet, Brian. One more card, Brian. What's it going to be? Fine. I will do that, Spirit. I will pull one more card. I really want to end this reading, though. Ooh, see how I am with me and myself and I? I want to leave the reading, but I'm not leaving it yet because I'm inspired to do one more. So I had to put my willpower down and allow this other power, this higher power, to ride the wave of light. And that's who we want to be, or I do at least. I want to be this light being in the world that follows his intuition, that brings light everywhere he goes the best he can. And that's how I do it. So, thanks a lot for being a part of this reading. Oh, subscribe to the channel. Be a part of the channel. I'll see you again tomorrow. There's plenty of videos to go back and look at. It doesn't matter when you're getting this video. Now is the only time there is. Take care, friends. Goodbye.